What is up, PokeRuss Army? It is Russ here, PokeRuss here, and we are back for another deck profile, another deck tech profile. Deck tech profiles are on my channel where I go over cool deck lists, new deck lists, something like that, and go over the different strategies, cores, and all that kind of stuff. We're going to go over a little bit different, like, you guys are looking at this and you're like, oh, come on, Russ. You've been away for 2 weeks, and you bring us a Soul Striker deck, right? You bring us a Soul Striker deck. I'm like, dudes, I got you. This isn't a normal Soul Striker deck. This is a mono blue Soul Striker deck using a couple different cards. The main card I really wanted to like use in this build was this guy. Because I was looking over like regular Soul Striker builds, I'm like, oh man, I like obviously the best card in the deck is the Gotenks, the turn 5 Gotenks, and I'm like, okay, I really want to make a deck and try to use this Pultara Vegeta like the Gotenks. You can get out, if you put Pultara into, you need Pultara into it, you get it out of turn sooner. He's double striker, which is the same thing. He doesn't get the draw, which is a little thing where it differs, but you can self-burn with this, and you will get to untap energy each turn, instead of just the turn itself. So the cool thing about this is, like I said, he's a big body, he's a big fat body. Each turn he stays on the field. If your opponent doesn't get rid of him right away, you get to keep untapping your mana. So between Soul Striker and Vegito, you're untapping 4 mana a turn, as long as you have the life to do it, obviously. But it's a pretty cool thing. So let's get into the deck build. So obviously we have the leader. We have Super Saiyan God Son Goku. His ability is, I mean, if you guys have been playing, but for the new people, his ability is when this card attacks, choose up to 1 of your blue mana and switch to active mode. And you have 4 less life, draw 2 cards, flip this card over, and you have the Soul Striker. During your turn, if you have 5 or more mana, this card gains 5,000 power, which makes him huge. Makes him a 20,000 on attack. And when this card attacks, draw 1 card and then choose up to 2 of your blue mana and switch him to active mode. So this is what the entire deck obviously rolls around, is your leader ability. And you're, like, with this being mono blue, you get to untap whatever. You get to untap, like, it doesn't matter what mana you untap, you didn't untap blue. Now this deck does have a couple black cards in it, just because there's a couple ability, obviously they're good cards, when they get, like, why not have free special summons, and they can turn off some of the abilities that you don't want active all the time. So let's start off with the turn 1s. We have 4 Bulma, the Supporter of the Future. She searches out a turn 4 or less Trunks Future and adds it to hand. Pretty nifty because this card's super nice with, I'm running 2 of these Trunks Creator of Hope, or Creator of the Future. This allows me to play a Goku or Vegeta turn 3 or less from my hand and play it. So this card, what happens is this card goes to the bottom of the deck, and then you get to play the other card from hand, which seems like a minus, but there's a Vegeta that really works really well with this, and you can go into Goku with it, and if you have another Bulma in hand, this is why we're running 4 Bulmas and only 2 of these Trunks, because these Trunks go back into the deck. I'm running a 3rd Trunks, I'm running 1 Hope of Light Trunks, but this Trunks goes back into deck, so you can always search it out again with Bulma. So it's super nice, so like I said, 4 Bulmas, 2 Creator Future Trunks, and 1 Hope of Light. Hope of Light's pretty interesting. This is the Puzzle Hunt one. During your turn, if you have 5 or more energy, this card and your leader card both gain 5,000 power, so this makes this a 25 once you have 5 or more mana. That's huge. It's 5,000 away from that magic number. That magic number, 30,000. 30,000 is what you want to push for. You're not really pushing for game, just pushing to make your opponent waste cards. They're either going to take the life right there, or like if this can hit 30,000 with 1 card, on average your opponent's going to waste 3 cards usually to combat that 30,000. So with that Creative Trunks, we're running, and because of the Pultara fusion, we're running a handful of Gokus and Vegetas. We're running less Gokus. We have Kind Hearts on Goku. Surprisingly, I don't miss this as much as I should. We're only running 8 targets in the deck, but I do whip every once in a while. But sometimes this is also just good because you can drop this and one of the low cost Vegetas and just go and, like, so you drop this, you already have Vegeta on field, or you already have this on field, and you just drop Vegeta, untap 2 your mana with this, and then go into Vegito on turn 4. So I might whiff every once in a while with this, but the important thing is the Goku turn 1, so it's low-cost Goku that can just do what it needs to do. I also run 4 of the Comrade Combined Son Goku. When this card's put in play, look at the top 7 cards of your deck. Choose one Vegeta among them with energy 3 or less, and place it into rest mode. Then put the remaining cards on the bottom of your deck in any order. Super nice, because this also does feed cards to the bottom of your deck, so you know what's at the bottom. So, late game, if you've already used your Resolve Training, you can just filter that to the bottom of the deck, which is super nice. Also, it kind of just plays around with Trunks and moving it close to the top of the deck and all that kind of stuff. But it plays a Vegeta, so you play this, you play this, you attack with, you play this, play your Vegeta for free, you attack with this, untap 2 of your mana, maybe play a Senzu Bean as well, you can go Vegeta on turn 4. Boom, right there. You don't really need to set up like early turns, because when your opponent sees it coming, they're going to try to stop it, but if your opponent doesn't see it coming, you can play out a little bit third turn, but it's made to go 1 turn Vegeta. For Vegetas, since we're running this combined Son Goku, we're running 2 of the vanilla ones, the turn 3 20,000. We're running 4 copies of the combined Comrade Vegeta. This one's super nice because, again, it's turn 3, but it becomes a turn 2 if all your mana is blue. Most of the time, all your mana is going to be blue. And this is the card I was talking about wanting to turn off. So, with the resurgence of, like, Bardock and stuff like that out, and Kale, you want to be able to turn off. You want to be able to turn off this effect if you're going to keep it on board for a long period of time. So once you charge that black mana, he becomes a turn 3 again. Super nice. And turn 3 20,000 isn't bad either, but turn 2 20,000 just puts on that pressure. Super early on, gets those early life. And then we're running 3 copies of Vegeta the Proudfather. Again, it's another turn 3 target. I chose this over the critical version because, like I said, we are running this Trunks. If you get this card out with this Trunks, then it blows up a card. You just need a little bit more destruction in the deck, so that's why I chose this over the other one. They both have the same stats, so why not potentially get a free destruction? So, obviously after that, I'm running the 4 Bursting Energy Super Saiyan Vegetos. Super nice, super nice. I could look into putting one more Trunks in the deck, the one that searches out the Vegito, because it's not bad. I do hit the Vegito. I usually hit the Vegito. I usually grab and do it like turn 2 or something, but it wouldn't be that bad to, like, once you get going and start setting things up, you can go Vegito, Vegito, Vegito. So it's super, super nice. I'm running 2 Time Patrol Trunks. This just allows me to filter. I obviously can't search it off with Bulma, but it does allow me to filter and try to get, I can put stuff at the top or bottom of the deck, whichever I need, and I get one more card. It just adds consistency to any deck. This is probably going to be one of the most played cards over the next probably 3 months. I'm calling it right now. It's just, I mean, it's essentially a free filter. I'm running 2 copies of Masked Saiyan Mysterious Warrior. I am running 1 copy of Absolute Attack Mira, mostly because I only picked up one of the Villains collection, but I did really want to test this card, and it came in handy one match where they did have the blocker, and I was able to just attack right through it. It wasn't for game, but it kind of felt good being able to use it, and it's just, again, it's a free 20,000. Even if you don't get its effect off that blockers can't activate, it's still potentially a free 20,000 when it allows you to do extra plays on top of extra plays on top of extra plays. And that's what this deck is all about, is the extra plays. Running 1 Beerus. I was running more of this, but there was other cards I really had to cut for it. Beerus was the easiest because you do have to have 5 mana for its effect to activate. It is nice once you hit that 5 mana point, and it does give you that destruction, but it's more consistent to have the Vegetas and the, I don't know. So Beerus is still in there because, again, it's just kind of like, it's good. You might need the extra destruction. It's just an extra play. Once you hit that 5 mana, you're going this, that. We're running 3 of these guys. I've never been a huge fan of running 4 of these guys. I understand why you run 4 of these guys, but I'm only running 3 in this deck because I don't want to make the mana cost to play my combos too high, but this is a free summon off of any combo that you use it with, which is pretty nifty. We're running 3 Senzu Beans. Obviously powers you up, which makes 1 Senzu Bean plus this. You want to have 3 mana right there. and you're 30,000. This is the beautifulness of this thing. So that allows you to do so much right there. I'm running 3 results training. Some people say 2, some people say 4, some people say 3. I think 3 is really good. It doesn't leave you with too many dead cards in deck. Allows you to draw into them consistently enough to play them. And I think that's pretty good. I'm running 3 Wheezes Coercions just because I do think you need a little bit of negate, and it just helps when you're sitting there and you're just like almost close to pushing for game, but you just need that one extra turn. This buys you an extra thing, and it's super nice. And last but not least, obviously, the almost phased out Boost Attack Piccolo. I'm sure this card will see you play in the future, but with the new set 3 coming out, which if you guys haven't checked it out, go back out, check. It'll be in the thing at the end of the video, but check out the pack opening I did earlier this week on the new set. I pulled some pretty sick cards, but that's the deck. That's the deck. This deck did pretty well. It didn't do super phenomenal. I think this deck did pretty well for what this deck can do. It did really well at my locals. I had a lot of fun with it, and I just really wanted to test out the Vegito instead of the Goten or Gotenks, and I really wanted to play around with the combined comrades cards. So this was the Mono Blue Soul Striker deck. Another deck another leader you could play around with this a little bit more with is the Trunks leader. This also really works really well with Trunks leader as well. You have a little bit more draw in the early game as opposed to in the later game. But that because you have the Vegeta to untap, so it's kind of like you're almost running Soul Striker. I don't know. Both are really good leaders. There's probably a couple more leaders you could try this out with. Test it out for yourself. If you guys like it, let me know what you change about this deck. And I'll see you guys next week or in the week after for another Deck Tech Tuesday. See you guys later. Have a great day. PokeRuss out. Peace.